Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here now with round 6 of your Midwars #2 tournament. We have straight out of my bed on the Legion side. They're going to be taking on TMG on the Hellborn side. I'm once again your shoutcaster, What You Got? And I'm joined by a new co-caster here for this one. We got Thickless in the caster box. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been watching a few of the games. So pretty nice plays going on. I think the new format with a banning draft instead is, I think it's a lot better. We've seen a lot more interesting picks than the same Behemoth pick, which we see is always banned. I don't think I've seen him a single time in the games, which is good. I like that. Behemoth has been a go-to pick for most teams.
Okay, yeah, so I agree with you. I like the banning draft so far from what I've seen today. It kind of it gives us more of a variety, I would say, because you don't always see these same hero picks, the meta picks, the most popular heroes always in the pool. So it's fun to see. And I'm noticing that a lot of games, the drafting is a bit more, I don't want to say difficult, but a lot of games I feel like can be very easily decided just on that picking phase. So it's very important here.
Midwars a lot of the time is always like that. Sometimes you can just see how a game's gonna go just by looking at the picks. As long as both teams play well, you can kind of already see how it's gonna go. Right now we're gonna see who got banned, Behemoth, Gladiator, Armadon, Jerizai. I mean, I saw the Armadon and Behemoth ban from a mile away. And looking at the rest of the picks, these are going to be hard picks. I'm surprised Chipper didn't get banned, but I also do agree.
It's the pick. Good call.
Yep. The FA Thunderbringer. I'm not sure if I agree with a Thunderbringer. I'm not sure if I agree with that pick. I don't like this. I don't like him in Midwars. He doesn't have any stuns. All he does is damage.
Yeah, definitely. It's when I watch Thunderbringer in tournaments, he's always the top damage dealer, almost always in every single game. Just naturally presses R, hits everybody by default. Yeah, very solid damage option.
All right. Yeah.
We got the full lineup here for Legion. Top to bottom, we got Rally, Chipper, Nymphora, Scrap, and Bushwhack. So what do you think of that lineup so far?
Lineup. I like the Rally. I really like the Rally. I'm not sure about the Scrap pick. I don't really like Scrap that much because I mean he does have a good stun, but I don't think he scales very well into late game. But you know what? He does have a pretty solid stun. Really annoying stun.
You don't like those little mouse bombs, huh?
No, I hate that I can't hit them every time.
True. Not interactable, yeah.
Yep. All right.
So I will say, just to further the Scrap discussion, I saw a Scrap game earlier today, and the Scrap actually maxed his Scavenge, which I thought was very odd because the spell doesn't really scale very well. It only heals the 4x more. Yeah. Doesn't heal your allies more, doesn't give them more experience. And I don't see reasons for why you wouldn't want to level out Mousetrap or Zoomerang over that. Yeah. And then on top of it, the Vorax just didn't feel very useful. Every time he spawned Vorax, it didn't feel like it really did a whole lot other than feed them more gold.
That's a lot of the time that's what happens.
Yeah, so so you said you don't like the Scrap pick. I'm seeing why, because I saw it already played today and it didn't feel like it had much impact.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I agree with you there on the Scrap pick.
I think that. And then let's look at the other team.
Yeah.
TMG. We can see that they have, I think, in my opinion, they have a stronger team. Mostly because Rampage, FA, and Blacksmith can just deal a lot of damage. Same with Gravekeeper. They're probably going to be able to just burst down someone by using all of their abilities on him.
Oh, they're going for a Rally here. He's still got his Compel, though. He actually goes in with a Nymph Pod, healing him up. They take out the Rampage for first blood. And Rally is trying to hold his ground. He will be fine. Gets a focus buffer from Chipper.
Yeah. So a reason I really like the Chipper pick is because of that focus buffer. As you can see, the only reason he survived is because of that. He would have been dead if he didn't have it. So having another hero that can mitigate that magic damage, especially against a Thunderbringer and Gravekeeper, and also a Blacksmith, it's really strong here.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I mean, Focus over there saved his life after he got healed up by the Nymph pod. So 1-0 start here.
Yep.
So the Blacksmith. This is a hero that I personally love. I'm curious, how do you think he'll skill build? Because he's going for the nukes, Fireball, and Flaming Hammer. Is that pretty normal?
Yeah. So you don't really want to level up your Frenzy until like it's the last ability you want to level up, because right now it's not going to do much. You really want to level up that Fireball, because at level 4 it like scales, like instead of getting plus 50 it gets plus 75 magic damage, and also once you get your ult you can, if you're lucky, deal a lot more damage.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But apart from that, it's good to just have a single target stun. I think it's just a good thing to have. I think he's going to build staff pretty early. Just because it's a second cast of...
Oh, double stun here comes in from the Rally. Rampage gets a heal from the battery. Rally holding his ground. Nymph pod blows up. Blacksmith, one more auto attack. They can't get him. Oh, he's going to go down. Was that a rat trap? He actually got him. Level 1 mouse trap. Snipes him out. Love it.
That's good. You know what? Maybe I'm going to have to change my opinion on Scrap after that kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scrap's holding his ground. Now he gets compelled up to the high ground. Good defensive compel there from Rally. Still no kills for Hellborn yet. 2-0. Very early though.
Yeah, but we can see Rally just how much utility he has early game. He can go in, or he can just take people out of a bad position, which is going to be really hard for Hellborn to deal with. Nope, but there it goes. And again, we can see that focus buffer. It's just absorbing magic damage so well.
Everybody back up to full, so like nothing happened.
Yeah.
They're kind of lacking that on Hellborn. Like they're running around like half HP, 3/4 HP on some of the players.
Yeah. And you can see this is where like you can start to see why I don't like Thunderbringer as much in Midwars. Yep. Look at, like, he's not doing much right now. Like, yeah, sure, he could be, like, spamming his Q, but it's not doing much.
No, I mean, he's dealing damage. He's 17% on the chart, but the damage is getting healed back up over time anyway.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Unless they're able to all in and kill someone fast, it's not yet having that much of an impact overall.
Yeah.
Focus buffer giving some mana back to Chipper there.
Yeah, which is it's good that it also does that. Chipper can just spam his rockets, and I think that's what he's going to keep doing. Keep trying to harass the enemy team, make sure they can't really go in.
They go in on the FA here with a compel. The follow-up, is it there? Newstone actually misses just barely, so if that hit, might have been a kill, but that's going to get out of that Nymph pod range, and he'll be fine.
That's still fine, because now FA has to stay back, because if that happens again, she's just dead.
Yeah, doesn't have marchers yet as well. Doesn't have a defensive support to protect her either.
You can see TB is also pretty low. He has to port back to base. Pretty normal.
That's pretty common, right? To use the TP to go back. FA gonna die here. Rampage also probably gonna fall. And then pod blows up. 2 more kills going to the Legion. 4-0 now start.
Yeah.
More impressively, not giving over any kills in return.
No, it's looking rough, but as you can see, the Legion side has a lot of good game sense, because they saw the TB TPing away, and that's when they decided, okay, that's when we're going in.
Yeah.
Right? Once they're down a player, we see that one of the players is low. We're gonna use everything on them, get the kill, get out before the burst damage TB comes back and starts hurting us.
Yeah, very good to recognize that for sure. And well, they have ultimates now on all the players, I think. Scrap didn't skill his, Nymph didn't skill his as well, which that's probably fine, I would say. But bigger importance is for Hellborn here. They're gonna get a power spike of the Thunderbringer ultimate, potentially a multicast, Gravekeeper Apocalypse, etc. So this could be their timing now to at least get some counter kills in these engagements.
Yeah, I think, like you said, they have a lot more burst damage now. I do think, I think Scrap might have wanted to go Vorax if they want to keep tower diving. Because of that disarm on the tower, you can tower dive if you have Vorax, so you can go and get kills. Because as you can see, a lot of them, like, yes, they're hugging tower, which is a good position.
Rarely misses the compel there. Prompts a rampage charge. Into a kidnap! Gonna pull him into the tower. The tower's focusing the creeps, though.
Oh,
Blacksmith taking very low pressure. Here comes the lightning storm. Piercing arrows doing a lot of damage. Chipper goes down first in the background. Who's going to be the next target? Rally being auto-attacked by the FA, but the heals are coming in. And Scrap, he's fine. Rally goes in with a compel, sacrifices himself, and takes out one target, being the FA. Worthy trade there. I think it was a 2-for-1, if I'm not wrong, or a 3-for-1.
Yep. Yeah, I think
Chipper snipes out Blacksmith. Nice rocket snipes.
Yeah, Chipper's doing a lot of work, a lot of good hits with that. Oh, there goes the Vorax. I wonder if they're gonna try to tower dive, like I said, with it.
I wouldn't see why not.
I think
they have pretty low cooldowns across the board. The Saws are the only one down for 15 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, ults are mostly down. Rally still has his ult. So let's see what they end up doing.
Slow comes in on the Blacksmith from the Vorax.
There it is.
Goes in with the single stun on the FA. Pod is down. Gonna try to protect the Rally here. Rampage gets the pod blown up. Goes down to the Bushwhack, who has 5 charges on the Knuckles now. Tries to go for the TP kill. Gets sniped out by the Zoomerang. Double tap comes out for Scrap. And Scrap is actually proving us wrong this game.
Yeah, this is...
He's 20% hero damage and 4-0-7.
Yep.
He's playing very well. Rally with a haste, jumps in, takes out the Blacksmith, secures the kill, runs out. And well, you can tell he wants to go back in, but he's gonna wait out that cooldown. Rampage charges in. He's tanking for now, but Gravekeeper getting focus fire now goes down to another rocket. 13-2. FA in no man's land goes down to the Rally compel, and TB just unable to really counter kill anyone.
Yeah.
Lightning Storm won't do anything at this point. They're all still full and healthy.
Exactly. Just the amount of just survivability that's being given to just because of the Nymph and the Chipper. It's just like, I can see the strategy Hellborn went. They wanted a lot of burst damage so they could kill, get like picks, and try to keep the game a bit slower. But Legion, I think, was like, we're not doing that. We're getting enough AoE and enough survivability to just dive you over and over.
Yeah, and it's working. I mean, it's working really well. They're up 14-2. FA timed out here, but I think this happened in another round we were covering. I think it was the same player. I think JockFan was having internet issues, but in both games that we've actually watched, I always like to point this out. I don't think the DC is having an effect on the match because they're already at a point where it's kind of being one-sided, which is good, because if this disconnect happened earlier, it could have actually had more of an impact on the actual match. But again, it's unfortunate again, but
and I don't think FA this game. I haven't seen JockFan misplay. Actually, I think he's done some pretty good plays. Like, I think the 2 kills they got was because of a really good, really well landed crippling volley and piercing arrows.
Yeah.
It was honestly, I think it's mostly JockFan that got them that kill. He really managed to hit the squishies. He saw they were all grouped up and hit them. So overall, I'd say that even if he might be lagging or DCing, I think he's still playing very well. I don't think this loss is necessarily on him or his lag. I think he's being really solid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely coming down to team support.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm going to bring up something from my FOC knowledge. Whenever I see like a Forsaken Archer, very glass cannon-y, hard carry style hero, we typically tend to draft that with something that's very protective to keep the hero alive. Something like a Monarch comes to mind, those types of heroes. As soon as I saw their draft, knowing that they don't have that kind of a hero, they're very aggressive. You pointed out they have burst damage. They want to go in and kill. If that backfires, they don't have that way to protect FA. So if he gets caught by anything this game, be it a rally stun, a slow from Bushwhack, and Nymph stun, he is going to have a lot of trouble staying alive.
Yeah, this is where the Jeremiah ban was really hurt Hellborn, because if they could have picked that up, I think they could have really protected FA a lot more. They could have survived probably a lot more of these fights. But right now they just don't have that. Yeah, like you said, they don't have any support. Usually, having no support isn't that big of a deal, especially considering the Legion only has Nymph, which is only really good early game. But because of the rest of the team comp, I think the Chipper adding onto that and the Rally being really aggressive and initiating a lot, Yeah, they really needed any hero to protect the FA.
Yeah. So we progress now a little bit down the map here toward Hellborn's tier 2 tower. Legion's not really pushing their advantage too much. We saw them do this in another series, playing very patiently, waiting for the Vorax, as you pointed out. No reason to overextend or throw out the lead. They want to keep what they have going.
Yeah, because even if they are ahead, Gravekeeper and Rampage still do a lot of damage, and they can still burst
Punish
down.
You if you dive,
that Bushwhack can still die from their combo.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's only, and even being this farmed, he's only 929 HP, so he's not that durable just yet. Mostly comes down to having, you know, the reset, the heals, the focus buffer. So yeah, if they miss position and dive the tower, they could definitely die to some burst.
We're gonna see. Tower's almost dead. They didn't really initiate on that voice, but they got the tower down really low. Once that
Rally's
tower goes
positioning
down,
very aggressively here. He goes in on the Thunderbringer. Slam comes out. One more hit. They're gonna take him down. Nimpod is down. Rampage trying to find a kidnap target. Can't get one. He's gonna survive in the background. Piercing Arrow is doing a lot of damage. Forces them to split up. And FA now just gets return focus fired. Goes down. Blacksmith gets a compel stun. And I think we're slowly coming to a close here. They broke the tier 2 tower now, and the shrine is now exposed. Chipper got that hat trick.
Yeah, so
conclude that engagement.
Yeah, so what happened there is that Legion team pretty predicted that once the tower was gonna start being low, the team was gonna try to back up. I think Thunderbringer really didn't was a bit slow on that, which Rally saw and then went in. Right? So that's something I think just reflexively a lot of players do, and I think Thunderbringer was just a bit too slow, but at this point I don't think the game was winnable anyways, so it doesn't matter as much.